Why could I turn around and you'd be standing there? How could it be we were so close, but now you're nowhere to be seen? I'm loving you, but can you feel me? Through my voice, through my heart, heavy now, can you feel my pain? Not once, not evermore, I'll feel your touch no more. Is this a lie, just a bad dream? No, I can't go on, no, there is no way. All alone I find myself in this world. How will the sunlight feel? What colors will rain around me? It's as though I cannot breathe anymore. So lonely, this melancholy I never knew. No, such a foolish time we would spend in our world, blinded by righteous ways. How fortunate to feel liberation.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to ARKS Hour, Episode 8. I'm G-Wiz of the Stars, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot and everyone's favorite edgelord, JJ Dragon. JJ, how are you doing?
Thank you, G-Wiz. It is me, Mr. Edgelord. I'm back. I'm JJ Dragon. So glad to be back, and we want to thank all of you viewers for joining us. This is going to be a special episode for sure. But before we get into all the content that we have, for those of you who don't know, this may be some bittersweet news to share to everyone, but what would that be, G-Wiz?
Unfortunately, y'all, this is the end for ARKS Hour as we know it. It's been a long journey, all the way to parody with the Japanese version, so this will be our final ARKS Hour. Holding for the sad applause. Aww. But we'll have a true send-off later in the show, because don't despair. In true ARKS fashion, with a PH, of course, we'll be going out with an amazingly stacked show. Isn't that right, JJ?
Indeed. Yeah, this has been a great journey so far. But it's not, as I guess unofficially named, PSO2 Classic, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, ends. So will this iteration of ARKS Hour, but yeah, let's just get into the content straight up. And one thing we got some stuff.
One thing I want to address: PSO2 isn't like going offline or anything, so don't worry. I saw a little bit of confusion on social media, but I'm sure if you're here, you realize, the game's gonna stay online. But this is the final ARKS Hour episode, so let's get to the agenda.
The content as it is.
Yeah. All right. Whoop. That's not supposed to be there. Hey, it wouldn't be ARKS Hour without a little thing like that, huh? Well, let's see here.
We are not visible right there. That's the agenda. There it is.
That's the agenda. Okay, well, let's take a look here. Coming up at the top of the hour, we've got a new urgent quest, Twisted with Hatred, we're going to be talking about. And, funny enough, Twisted with Hatred is actually the title of JJ's autobiography.
Yes, totally. Twisted with Hatred. As an edgelord, that's a perfect name for it. Still working on it, workshopping it a bit, trying to get it published. Look for it in the future.
Certainly, and then we've got quite a bit for y'all as far as a content update. We're talking urgent quests, limited time quests, and some new feature rewards as well.
Yes, and we also have we'll have some very special guests coming in. This time we have two special guests.
Two.
Just over just one than the usual. It is the final episode, so we gotta, make it extra good for everybody. KronoKatastrophy and Kaoiji will be joining us later in the show, as well as a very special segment, a interview with HappyConsoleGamer.
Wonder who's going to be conducting that interview. Maybe that's a special guest as well. But
yes,
I mean,
someone who has never appeared on the show.
Someone who has never appeared on ARKS Hour will be conducting that interview. We'll let you make some guesses in the chat who they may be. If you're, a long-time player of PSO2 Global, their name may be familiar. So, it wouldn't even be a real ARKS Hour without some Phantasy Phasion and letters from ARKS as well.
Of course, and I heard there might be someone joining us for that. I heard a rumor.
Yeah, someone else. A fifth potential guest for
yes,
today.
We have everyone's coming out today.
And we'll finally be bringing it home with what we're calling the final hour epic log. Like epilogue? Epic log. I didn't come up with that. I wish I did.
I didn't either. I wish I did, because it's clever. But at the final hour epic log will also be happening. So after all the normal ARKS Hour stuff ends, we'll still have a bit of a segment to say farewell and all that stuff.
Certainly.
And of course, we'd love to see you all in the chats,
Please.
adding us on social channels during the show, because we love you guys. But
we may have a keyword giveaway also. So
maybe as
stick
usual,
around. You might see a keyword giveaway. Maybe we'll see if you're good.
Possibly. But without further ado, let's get started for the final ARKS Hour.
Let's do it. All right. Transition into a new urgent quest. JJ, what do you have to talk about today?
So the first thing we'll be talking about is the new urgent quest and my autobiography, Twisted with Hatred. This is a good one. It's the final battle once again with Primordial Darkness, except it is a 4-party max quest, and the boss will be level 200. And it is only on ultra hard. and I think this is fairly new for the Japanese version as well. This is for the top of the top most elite players.
That's
because
right.
this is tough. Because one of the things about it is you can only be incapacitated twice.
It's true. I learned that the hard way very quickly.
We may have experienced that many times when trying to film this and get footage for it. But it's pretty fun.
Certainly.
But very, very challenging, I will say.
Yeah, I went in as a force. I recommend honestly bringing in your best Scion class. Probably would have had a lot easier time with it if I had rolled Phantom for this one here. But yeah, JJ, familiar quest, but it makes it easy for players to obtain some high rarity items. Isn't that the case?
That is the case. A lot of the items that have been in the game, like such as Rinser, Agile, Atlas, Rivalate, components for all of those types of weapons, all available as drops in this quest. So if you want to collect, let's say, all of the weapons before NGS comes out or something, you definitely run this a bunch, as well as some weapon camos, which I believe we have images for in a bit.
Believe we do, yeah. We may here.
But yeah, this quest definitely like the final like challenge for all of the players out there. I'm excited to see the best of the best take this on, make some videos for it, watch some streams, because this is challenging.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that's for sure. Twisted with hatred, rather.
Twisted, yes.
With hatred. Urgent quest, coming soon. A new take on a familiar quest, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. And then some other quests are updating, isn't that right, JJ? Yes.
We have a bit of a ultra hard being added for some of the quests here. The urgent quest mining-based defense op ending will be getting an urgent quest. I mean, we'll be getting a new difficulty, ultra hard.
Ultra hard.
And I liked recording this part of the video because you get to see the Lillipens in danger.
This was honestly a really good throwback. I hadn't played this one in a long time, so when I saw that it was coming back with a new difficulty, I was really excited. In my opinion, an underrated quest, but that's just my take.
It's a pretty fun quest. I like it. I like defending the towers and all that stuff. But we also have another update. The urgent quest, Queen's Nightmare, Earth Depths, will also be getting an update. Ultra hard difficulty has been added, as well as 15-star weapons and weapon camos will be found in this quest. This quest is pretty interesting. I like attacking the crystals and getting mana, I guess. It's fun. It's a fun one.
Yeah, it's one of the more unique quests, I would say, throughout the entirety of PSO2. Yeah, really stoked.
Right here we have limited quest. SP Breakthrough Training Episode 6 will also be coming back, as this quest is a limited time one. So this was coming back in the update tomorrow. So if you like this one, here's your chance to play it.
Definitely. And for those quests that we just mentioned, you can get a number of items from them, including S5 Finishing Blow, S8 Skydance Support, Augment Support items, but also some weapon camos. So let's take a look at mining bases weapon camos first here. GM Bimo there, or Harper rather.
There she is.
Yeah. And
no, that is Bimo.
That is Bimo. I always get confused. Shoutouts to whoever you are out there.
Those weapon camos look good.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Looking good.
But I believe that's for all weapons. Those were the Xenesis and the Clifford. So there it is.
All right. And we also have some weapon camos from Queen's Nightmare as well to take a look at today. I don't know who's modeling that, but probably...
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I read online that that's an ugly character, so maybe we should get them off the screen here real quick.
No, they don't know what we're talking about. Let's be real.
Profound Vessel, Xingxian, Starquake Vessel, Plaxian? You want to take a stab at that, JJ?
I believe that's Plaxian. I'm not sure. Very hard to pronounce things in this game.
Yeah, really hard to say. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. And then also, we wanted to remind everybody about Mission Pass 16. It's on its way. or rather is here. But if you haven't checked it out yet, you should. We got a quick video here to take a look at. Mission Pass 16 featured items. Looking good, looking good. These are some of my favorite albums. The Angel Perfume outfit is actually one of my favorites. I love the
hair
pigtails.
On the left there is pretty crazy.
I know, right?
Some cast parts. Oh, this video is so
there's BMO again. All
and
right.
Harper.
Phantasy Star Online too. Wow. Pretty cool. But yeah, I guess that's more of a fantasy fashion segment than anything, but we stuck it in here today. It's the last ARKS Hour. It's like the last day of school, you know?
Little preview. Yeah, we're just kind of going with it at this point.
Yeah, it's casual. We don't know if this is going to be exactly an hour, so let's take a look and see here. What's up next? It's our special guests. Are you ready, JJ?
It is. Let's bring them out.
All right, bring them out. Bring them out. We've got some special guests. Everyone, welcome to ARKS Hour. Our final special guests, KronoKatastrophy and Kaoiji. Welcome, y'all. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Likewise.
Right on, right on. Well, we want to thank you, of course, for sitting down with us. You know, one of my favorite part, if not my favorite of all time thing about ARKS Hour is that we get to feature content creators like y'all. Super thankful that y'all are here today. And yeah, we'd love to ask you some questions if you have some time.
Yeah, I can answer as many questions as you got.
It works for me.
Right on. Well, JJ, we got through the whole series without anyone saying no and just leaving, so I think we're good. But yeah,
I think, that's a good sign. You never know when that'll happen. Luckily, hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
I gotta go.
Is it let's change my mind all of a sudden? Hold on.
Later, Marc. It's fine.
It's all good. Do what
I'll
you
answer
need
his
to
questions. It's fine.
JJ, would you like to kick off some of our questions?
Yeah. So let's just talk about the updates we just talked about. You guys excited for that? And if so, which ones are you most excited for?
I'm actually very excited for what I'm gonna call Super TPD. Being able to like actually do something that to me is probably going to be the most challenging content that I'm going to be a part of. Like that's going to be fun, and like trying to get the S rank title that's going to be available for that as well. I'm ready.
Awesome. Yeah, it's I'm really excited, especially just to see all of the content creators take that quest on, because it's gonna be pretty challenging, I would say.
Without a doubt. How about you, Chrono? Any thoughts on what we've shared so far?
So, not to mimic Marc in this situation, but yeah, I'm really excited for Hatred. It's gonna be a fun time for sure. Probably gonna try to jump on that right when it's available, like first second I get the chance. And actually, really happy for an excuse to touch mining base. That was actually I do agree, an underrated quest for sure. A lot of people really enjoyed. So it'll be a fun time to jump back into there again.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? Mining base, one of the most underrated quests in PSO2. I agree with you there.
It's almost like I do controversial stuff all the time.
Yeah, you know, it's part of the game. All right, so of course, you know, is much fun as we're having with PSO2 still, and we're going to continue to have. New Genesis is right on the horizon, right? So want to kind of get a vibe check here. How excited are we feeling for New Genesis?
Oh man, so I've all throughout this week I've just been looking at nonstop footage from when we had the opportunity to play the Japanese closed beta test, which was phenomenal. So being able to now experience this on a much broader scale, like I cried during the Prologue 3 stream, and I'm probably going to cry at the end of the global beta again, because it's just that hype.
And folks at home, I can confirm, I went back and watched the stream. Tears were shed.
People came to my stream for that.
they were talking about it in your chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Well, that just shows you know how interlocked, I guess you could say, our PSO2 content creators are. It's a wonderful community. We've been talking about New Genesis. You know, what do you think is probably what you're looking forward to most about New Genesis? I personally, for me, it's the open field gameplay. But I'm curious, and JJ, you too. What are y'all excited for most?
I'm a combat person. I'm like ready just to jump in and fight everything in sight. That's actually like my whole preparation has been. Any reason I have to like not stop attacking what's in front of me is how I'm setting everything up. So I'm ready to pretty much just go after everything.
Certainly.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited to be able to experience the brand new. Like every class at this point has been updated to fit a more modern state of game, and it just feels good to play the game. Like I almost didn't want to go back to base PSO2.
That was the problem.
True. Yeah, it's just such a fun game. Like I was so surprised when I first played it, how much fun I was having just running around and fighting everything. Yeah, definitely most excited for the combat, trying out all of the classes. I actually tried out Tector recently with NGS, and I was surprisingly really fun. And yeah, it's 3 days, guys. 3 days to the global beta. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Not soon enough.
I always refer
can
to
it just be like tomorrow?
Right.
We'll see what we can do. We'll get the
that-
directors
get
up
that
on speed dial, see if we can get it online a bit early. We're kidding, chat, by the way. We're kidding. You know, I'm glad you're going Tector, JJ, because I always refer to that as the dark side of the Force, pun intended. But I'm curious, Kaoiji, KronoKatastrophy, are y'all gonna maybe stick with your favorite class from the from PSO2 Classic, or maybe go and roll something completely new? What's your plan to do? What's your plan for the first class you want to level up?
So this time around, I've already decided I'm going Force, mainly because there's a lot of Force that I need to learn when it comes to New Genesis. Like it feels not the same, and I want to make sure that my head's straight when it comes to it, because it feels like it could be a very, very powerful class compared to base PSO2. Like, sorry to all you Force players.
Me.
Every Force player is crying right now.
Yeah, you already saw me embarrass myself in the Twisted with Hatred footage. But yeah, no, I agree. Force is completely different. Not completely different, but so different in New Genesis. I'm looking forward to it. Chrono,
Yeah.
what are you gonna roll first?
So, like, I'm sure plenty of you guys in chat know, I am very much a fan of dual soaring blades, but nothing about Bouncer just yet. So, probably going to jump into Fighter and then just go from there. I'm actually really excited. I'm very much the type of player who likes to min-max, so just trying all different types of crazy combinations. Twin Daggers looks amazing. Double Saber looks amazing, so I'm actually really excited to try those two weapons out for sure.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very awesome.
All right. Whoa.
So,
said it at the same time. Me and JJ, we got this link. Short story real quick. I only saw JJ for the first time in person recently, and it was like, when we saw each other, it was like, whoa. It was super weird. But JJ, would you like to ask another question?
Of course. So when I'm playing games, I tend to find myself playing a lot of times at night. I'm like a night owl. So when do you guys find yourself playing the most? Do you guys play in the day or at night, just in general?
Hey, Chrono, you can start with this one.
It's tough. So I still have the old 9 to 5, so like afternoon to evening. But then you end up with those streams where you're playing things like NGS, and your good friend Marc decides to push you to stay awake crazy amounts of hours extra. So all of a sudden it's like 12 o'clock the next day. So I'd love to stay over the night, but we'll go Night Owl this time around. Night Owl feels like the right answer.
Yeah, once the NGS beta comes out, there is no sleep schedule. It's NGS all day.
Yeah, that's where I don't have a sleep schedule. Basically, whenever I wake up is when I start gaming. I probably spend a little bit of time with my wife and my animals. I mean, mostly my animals, because my wife will be at work. And then immediately once my animals or my birds go to bed, I'm gaming, streaming, doing the whole nine. Like, that's it. And I'll go for my longest session of gaming ever has been 40 hours.
Oh my gosh, Marc, I got a question. Is the wife gonna play PSO2 New Genesis, or is she not about it? She's going to be playing on official launch. We're going to be setting up the Xbox that we have in one of our rooms, so that way she's going to be able to play. Very cool. Love to hear it. Yeah. I'm also a night owl, so I feel y'all on all that. But one thing.
And real quick though,
yeah.
Chat. Just going back to the NGS class discussion. What classes will you guys be playing? Let us know in the chat. Throw it out there. What class will you be playing? What combination of class and subclass? Let us know. Anyways, you were saying?
I was just gonna say, one thing that we always talk about here on ARKS Hour is, of course, what it's like to be a content creator. a lot of people out there watching today, and I know who you are. Actually, I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. If you want to make a YouTube channel, if you want to make a Twitch channel, if you want to, be a content creator, we always try to, kind of get those people started with like a grassroots movement here on ARKS Hour. So we have some questions. Any piece of advice, like if you had like one sentence of advice you could give to someone who wants to be like one of y'all, putting you on the spot here, what would you say?
Chrono, you got this one. You can start.
Sure. I'll start with a pretty simple one here. I'll start with saying we are regular people. I am no one special. I just play video games, turn on the streaming button, and you guys decide to watch. But at the end of the day, I think the best piece of advice I can give you is always compare to yourself. It's easy to get jaded by comparing to everyone else around you and see what everyone else is doing. But as long as you're always improving from where you start, eventually you're going to reach that goal that you're looking for.
100%. As long as you do something every single day towards a goal, eventually you're going to get there. Kaoiji, Marc, how about you?
So this is actually always like a loaded question because there's no right answer to this, but the basic, like one of the biggest advices that was ever given to me was create what you want to watch. Like if what you want to watch is not out there, you create that, right? Because the only person that you have to impress is yourself at that point. And anybody who, as long as you're enjoying yourself, then other people will be like, wow, this guy is also enjoying himself, so I want to watch him because he's having fun. I mean, there's a lot of advice you can go over, and I don't think we'll have enough time for me to go on that tangent. So,
it's final ARKS Hour. We got all the time in the world. But yeah, no, totally agree. Like, I think the most important thing is to just like make sure you're having fun, because that will naturally, make you just help you do the work, do the content, and it'll make everyone who's watching you have more fun as well. I totally agree.
Certainly.
I was just going to build on that. That's how I started. Was literally no one was doing what I wanted to do. I was looking for stuff and I didn't find it, so I just did it.
Hey, be the change you want to see in the world. Am I right?
For sure.
Yeah, but I've noticed with like content creators, there are folks who maybe the best at their game, like speedrunners and professional competitive gamers and stuff like that. But I would say the majority of these streaming platforms are made up of people who are, people just want to spend their time with because they're chill people, I don't know if that's the case for both of y'all, but it sure seems like your fans love y'all. Any other kind of like quick tips y'all could give to cater a healthy audience and enjoy what you're doing while you're doing it?
I mean, I guess the other really quick advice that I can give anybody is find it. It's gonna take a long time before you find out what kind of content creator you want to be, who you are per se. Like it could take you a year, 2 years, 3 years. As long as you find out who you want to be and what type of content creator you want to be, doesn't matter how long that is. That's where you're gonna end up, and that's what you're gonna ride into. So if it be PSO2 and fashion, let that be your niche. If it's gonna be PSO2 and lore, let that be your niche. Go on, embrace it, and then fine tune it.
Absolutely. Better time than ever to jump in also with New Genesis. Chrono, any other thoughts as far as, content creator, the life?
It's cliche, but like, just go for it. You don't have to be the best player in the world to make content for a game. There's all different types of content you can do. It was mentioned, fashion, try actually even just then, if you are someone who likes to push yourself to new heights, to new challenges, things of that sort, that might be your niche. Like you could go and push forward for that. We're not saying that, if you're a good player, you shouldn't stream. If you feel like you're doing well, this might be the way that you could improve. There's other ways and other reasons why you would jump behind streaming, but hey, end of the day, just do whatever happens to be that you want to do. Like, as long as you're enjoying yourself, it was mentioned earlier, if you're having fun, it translates to your actual chat. It really does, and it shows.
Mm-hmm. And that honestly goes for anything in life.
Yeah.
To be real, like, just make sure you're doing what you want to do. But yeah, awesome insight, guys. Thanks for that. Really cool. I guess let's get into a few more little questions here since we have some time. I guess, how do you balance making content and also just like playing the game versus, like sometimes do you just want to like play the game and not actually like make content and just chill? Or do you like always feel like, I need to be recording or streaming or anything like that?
Oh, that's a rough one. at a certain point, you always feel like you should be live. Sometimes, like, actually, I can take yesterday as an example. Yesterday, like Mondays are my days that I just take off. I don't do anything, and I released a video yesterday just because, like, you know, everything was going on with the pre-launch and everything else. Like, sometimes you just kind of go for it. So I think the goal is always just to hit that feeling where streaming doesn't feel like you're streaming to stream. Streaming just feels like you're playing a video game and you're just sharing it with everyone else. So, like, there almost is no balance sometimes. It's kind of rough. It depends on where you are, really. I don't know. I think it's different for everyone. And it's kind of funny. I think Mark and I have a very different like view set on it itself, because I like have my 9 to 5 and then I stream afterwards and we do YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I think I feel like he's gonna have some good something good to come off of that as well.
I mean, so I used to have a 9 to 5 and then I became a full-time content creator. So I know what it's like creating content while being incredibly exhausted. Like the first couple of years of me streaming, I was falling asleep on stream. Like that was fun to watch.
TOS. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a certain MOBA that's now shut down where there was actually somebody who fell asleep on stream, and luckily enough, they didn't catch me. They caught that person instead.
Oh.
And but you know, things like that happen. But the idea is, for me personally, is I don't look at content creation anymore as, oh my god, I need to push out content, I need to make a video, I need to stress about it. This is now a bonus. This is still my primary job. This is my primary source of income, but it's not necessarily something that should be stressful. So whenever I'm playing a game or I'm playing a game off stream, if I'm taking a day off that day, I am playing video games, I'm shutting down. That is it. There is no content to be had. I am just balancing things, because if you're always in work mode, you're going to burn out faster than any other person ever will. And the moment burnout sets in, that's it. You might as well honestly take a legitimate break, and that break might be detrimental to your career.
I hear you. So it sounds like consistency within the filter of self-respect is kind of, an important thing when it comes to content creation. I mentioned it briefly a moment ago, but with New Genesis coming out, it's never been a better time to jump on it, jump on. I'm gonna get copyright flagged if I sing that. If you want to make a Twitch channel, YouTube channel, now's a better time than ever. But we want to thank both of y'all for being here, taking some time out of your day, and would y'all maybe mind sticking around to take a look at some other stuff here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, let's take a look. JJ, if we're on the same page here, head to Phantasy Phasion. What do you think?
Let's do it. The final Phantasy Phasion. Final
right.
with the PH, of course.
Y'all already know. Phantasy Phasion, the only fashion show, starts with the PH. And you've heard it before. You've heard it a million times. And it's the last time you're probably going to hear it. Oh my gosh. JJ, what do we always say?
That's how you spell it. That's Phantasy Phasion. That's how PH. Everyone knows.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I can't spell anyway. That's why I work on computers.
Computers will spell for you.
Yeah. For some reason, I have it here. It's as a red line under it. I don't know why. They need to fix that.
Sounds like you need an update.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to add it to the dictionary. Let's go.
Let's go. Can we get a let's go in the chat? Screaming tennis ball, let's go. Anyway, Phantasy Phasion.
Or let's bleep it go. I think we have a bleep here. Oh no.
Let's.
There it is. That let's go.
All right, well, that didn't happen. We're going to go into Phantasy Phasion news now. Okay, so AC Scratch Ticket. That's what we're here for. Sakura Splendor. Yes. It's coming. New AC Scratch Ticket. Let's take a look at the footage. Rated M for mature. All right, Love Bloom Lyric. Sounding like a pop punk band. Liking that, JJ. Would you like to read off this next one here?
Sure. This one looks good, by the way.
Still, yeah, got a lot of
yes.
different layers.
Very nice. Garuda Ascetic. Yep, I'm sure that's how you say it. That ribbon sash thing looking good. Don't know how it's floating there, but it is. It is.
All right, Chrono. Lilac Princess, how you feeling?
The ears. Chat would tell me that it's all about me, but I would tell them they're lying.
You're not about that life.
Not at all.
The cast sets, though, the Trayon set actually looks really nice.
It does.
These are the best legs of all casts in the entire game, and I will die on that hill.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
An Arrow CD.
I still think about being a submarine with this one.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you want to be a blimp, you can be that, I guess. Did you know that there's less than 20 functional blimps left in the world? Random fact.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Lots of different hairstyles. That has nothing to do with PSO2. I should have said that. Dance 38. Loving it.
Got a new dance. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's go. I'm a big fan of the classic personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, fingers can move in that as well.
Yeah.
Sparkler.
This is how we celebrate. We're gonna, just go around in a circle with Sparkler email celebrating the release of New Genesis.
Oh, now I get to hug chat. Let's go.
One of the most ridiculous emotes.
Oh, barrel game's gonna be good.
Barrel game strong, and Sakura Splendor coming after the maintenance. So thank y'all so much for looking at that with us. And we also have some fresh fine shop items to share. Would y'all like to take a look?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
No, I'm good.
First.
I don't want to see
You're
it.
good? All right, just close your eyes, JJ. We got the robes. We got 2 robe sets as part of it. Looking very regal. I love that one, though.
See, I like the casual wear style, so I'm all about this.
Yeah,
that's good.
Actually, yeah, those are always really nice.
Every time we put out casual wear, everyone always replies to the announcements like, "Oh my gosh, more casual wear!" We hear you. we look closely at the responses to each AC scratch ticket, so we appreciate y'all sharing your opinions with us. Yeah, and I think we're looking good on all of that. Kind of a different approach for ARKS Hour. We are gonna say goodbye to our good friends Chrono and Kaoiji at this point. But we want to thank you all both for being on the show. Either of y'all, if people want to find you, or figure out what you do, see your streams, see your videos, what would you tell them?
So I guess I'll start this one. You guys can see me over on twitch.tv/Marc, or you guys can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Kaoiji, Kaoiji. And then you can follow Kaoiji on pretty much any other social media as well, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. And then I'm going to throw this over to Chrono.
So you can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/KronoKatastrophy. Yes, I know it's long. It's not changing. You can also find me over on YouTube at youtube.com/KronoKatastrophy. And unfortunately, my name is too long for Twitter. So at Twitter, it is just at ZenKronos.
Very cool.
Awesome. Let's see some hearts in the chat for our guests here. They've honestly been really awesome. It's been super fun doing the show with them and all that. Any last minute shout outs you guys have for anyone out there?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, there's a lot of community members that have been, supporting me both, I guess in a lot of ways emotionally, and then also, with them just hanging out in chats and whatnot, having a conversation. I really wouldn't be a content creator or even be where I'm at as a person without them. They've allowed me to grow, taught me a lot of things, when I'm right, when I'm wrong. And it's been a very humbling experience. And I'm hoping that as we keep going into the future, that continues to happen. Thank you. All of you.
Well, it wouldn't be a shout out moment if I didn't shout out my good buddy Betamu, because he hates every time I do it. So I have to say,
I think I've seen that person on Twitter.
Yeah, you probably have. He hates every time I do it. But as far as shout outs, just the entire PSO community in general, honestly, 100%. It's been super awesome to just interact with not only all the different individual viewers, the content creators as well. I mean, I've mentioned beforehand, I don't really spend much time in Discords all the time, but some of these releases has been an absolute amazing time just hanging out with everyone. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to you guys for doing everything that you guys have done. I'm sure everyone else is super happy. I'm gonna be super sad to see ARKS Hour go. So a round of applause to everyone. So
thank y'all so much.
Thanks.
We'll get into the sappy feelings on ARKS Hour before the end of the show, believe me. But we want to thank both of y'all so much for being here. And are y'all going to be streaming this weekend for the closed beta test?
I will be streaming 2 back-to-back 20-hour streams.
Oh
so
my God. Take care of yourself. Take care.
I don't have a choice. Like, Marc is basically like threatening me. I can't leave the stream.
You get an exception.
So yes, I will be there for I don't know how long until I can't stream anymore, probably, and then get some sleep and then probably do it again.
Very cool. Right on. Well, thank y'all so much again for being on the show.
Thank you.
And
Sure.
this isn't the end, so don't worry. As far as us as a community team working with fans and content creators, there's a lot more coming up in the future with New Genesis. So keep an eye out. And JJ, any thoughts before we throw it to our interview that we have?
Yeah, just as you said, this iteration of ARKS Hour, or whatever you want to call it, we're not going anywhere. But this just show in general. So for anyone that's confused, but yes, I'd say thank you guys so much for joining us, and let's throw it over to the interview.
Certainly. So before we do y'all know Nathan? Do you know who I'm talking about when I say Nathan? From the Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
At least I do.
Absolutely.
Certainly. So Nathan is a PSO2 all-star, to say the least. And he actually conducted this interview. Excuse me. And we'll have more ARKS Hour for you after the interview, but we're going to throw it over there. So this is pre-recorded, by the way. Nathan won't be able to see your stuff in chat, but pre-recorded interview. Let's throw it away.
Hello there, ARKS. Some of you may know me from Twitter. My name is Nathan Ogata. I'm a community manager for PSO2 Team. And today for our final ARKS Hour episode, we're joined by Johnny Millennium, also known as HappyConsoleGamer. And he's one of my favorite content creators on YouTube. And we're really glad to have him. So thank you, Johnny, for joining us. Why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and your content?
Well, first of all, thank you for that intro. That's very nice of you to say. I really do appreciate it. And I've been asked to do a lot of podcasts lately, and just because I just had a daughter, I kind of put it off and said, I can't get to a lot of podcasts. But for you guys, for Phantasy Star, for Sega, I came in and said, absolutely, I have to talk about Phantasy Star. But yeah, I do the HappyConsoleGamer show on YouTube. I've done that for about 13 years, and one of the main things I talk about is Phantasy Star and my love for it. And here's something crazy. I just realized this. I've been into the Phantasy Star series for about 33 years.
Oh my
1988, I played the original game, and who knew what it would turn into? Nobody knew back then. It was just a game I discovered that summer, and at my friend's place, he brought it back to the United States. I'd seen TV commercials, and it was like, whoa, what is this? Phantasy Star, oh my God. And then I got a chance to play it, and it blew our minds. It honestly, I don't think a lot of people will remember how much Phantasy Star really changed everything. And that's even before Dragon Quest or anything like that over here in North America. Obviously in Japan, Dragon Quest had influenced Phantasy Star's creation. But it was cool to see the medieval style and science fiction style come together. And I think that's what's so amazing about Phantasy Star. Like, I know the series is really, it's had a really interesting road over the years because it was console only.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Master System version, then we had 3 versions on the Genesis. And then all of a sudden we get the online version. And that was like, it seemed like Phantasy Star was gone for a long, long time. It was dead. It just seemed like this was it. And then all of a sudden on the Dreamcast, they announced this online game. And I'm like, really? And I started to play that. And oh my God, it captured, I believe, everything that was amazing about Phantasy Star. But now you could do it with other people. You could play with other people online. I mean, that was remarkable at the time and game-changing, being one of the first console RPGs, online RPGs. And it was incredible to play back then, and fantastic series for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next. Phantasy Star Online in particular is celebrating its 20th anniversary, or celebrated a few weeks ago. And I was just wondering if you have any of your favorite memories to share with us, or like, what was it like playing the game online back then as an experience?
It's whenever I think back to that time, I just think there was an air of mystery. And the reason why we hadn't played this game, we didn't know all the things that were going to get unlocked or all the special items that you could find. So to show up in that lobby that first night, I remember getting home from work, and it was really kind of a dark night, and I log in, and there all of my friends are, because I was on these forums at the time, and we're all like going to log in at the same time, and everybody showed up, and it was so weird to go from a forum where everybody was typing to each other to all of a sudden their physical representations of those people were in front of me, and all of a sudden we could say, hey, let's go on an adventure. And then that's what we went on to do that night, and it was so mysterious, and it was so interesting using the translator to talk to other people around the world. The Japanese had the game ahead of us, so they had all of this equipment and stuff that was so light years ahead of us at that point, especially in the first 2 weeks. So to see some of that equipment and to say, oh my God, I want to get a double saber and stuff like that. And a lot of the weapons were influenced by Star Wars and stuff like that. And that's even what made it even cooler. You know, you wanted to get that Darth Maul double, saber. That just seemed like such a cool thing to get. And it was interesting to find the different mags and then to upgrade those and to get Opa Opa. As I say, there was a big air of mystery at that time. It was like, because we also hadn't played an online game, so the experience was so fresh and new. I mean, everybody takes online games for granted nowadays, and rightfully so. But back then, it was like, I can go online and play with my friends. This is like black magic. This shouldn't be happening, but it was happening, and it was so one of those innovations that Sega did back then that I still applaud them for to this day.
Absolutely. I feel like nowadays the concepts that are commonplace, just thinking about it 20 years ago is mind-boggling. And it's this weird dissonance, because I think 20 years ago, I still think we're in the Mega Drive era. But no, 20 years ago, we were playing online. And Phantasy Star Online is proof of that. So yeah, I know. It's just amazing.
When the Dreamcast came out, it was like, it was such a beautiful machine with what they were offering you, with arcade graphics at home that rivals, you know? So now you didn't really need the arcades to just really be at home. And then all of a sudden to offer you all these different ways to play games. It's like, okay, you get the graphics, but you also get to play a game. And I dug this up. The Dreamcast
Oh my God.
The Dreamcast keyboard. This is I had to go and buy this before the game came out. I mean, it's such an amazing little. Well, can you believe it's kind of a relic now? This used to be a hot item back in the day.
And it's instrumental. Sometimes even like I play mostly on the Xbox still when I play PSO2, and I use one of those little keyboards that attaches to the controller. And all the time I'm like, I wish I just had a full-fledged keyboard on my lap right now. So that's the one thing.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did dig up another unusual item, and this was from the GameCube.
Oh my God.
So this kind
you have it like perfectly in the box. That's incredible.
Yeah, because I think I was old enough and I bought it, and I'm like, hey, yeah, my parents aren't going to throw this out because I'm an adult now and I get to keep the box. And so, yeah, I bought this the day I got the GameCube version of the game. And look at this. It's a keyboard. It's a controller on that side, a controller on this side.
Beautiful.
It's weird, but you know how people used it back then? You'd plug it into your GameCube and you'd use the keyboard, but you would have the wavebird separately. So you could use that. So that's how you. Okay. So I never played it with this. I did, I think, once for novelty, and was like, this is too weird. This doesn't feel right. It's like, it's cool, but and the reason why I had to get this because there was no keyboard like this for the GameCube, and so I had to get the Japanese version. I had to import this, and I remember all my friends when the game finally came out in North America were so jealous because I could type complete sentences to them, but they couldn't. They had to go in and use the translator or something like that. And everybody wants to grab one of these. People were importing them. And I don't know what the price of these things are now. Maybe they've gone up. Maybe they're not. Maybe this is worthless now. I don't know. But it was awesome to have back then. I felt like because I was a big fan of Phantasy Star, so it felt cool to have the hybrid controller and say, yeah, I got this, and I can type online. So I had a leg up on North American players at that point. And that's another thing. I imported the GameCube version. So I was playing on Japanese servers at the time and doing all that. And there was only a few North American players doing that. But it was exciting. It was exciting times. Space still was so exciting. You had to go and do that, right? I had to import it. I had to. last year I could finally play Phantasy Star Online too. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you next. Yeah, you're a veteran of Phantasy Star Online. I'm sure 8 years ago you're one of the people that were eagerly waiting for the game to come out. We finally brought it here, and we are reaching parity now. 8 years worth of content. What was your experience with PSO2, and what are you excited to next for the franchise?
So it was interesting because it was so many years, and they'd gone by, and I kept going, oh, this is going to be the year we get it. It didn't happen, and then this is the year. And then I was like, oh my God! All these years later, we get this announcement that's coming out, and it's like it's coming out on the Xbox, and it's like, what, really? So I dusted off my Xbox right away. I was like, I'm into this, and it's funny because I was coming off a real big illness. I think it was COVID at the time, and I was just getting over that, and I felt really like cruddy. And it was so exciting that I had something to look forward to, and Phantasy Star Online 2 was that thing to look forward to. So it was exciting that first night, and I think there was so many players all trying to jump online. Everything that happens with every online game.
Oh,
so
I remember that day very well. I was behind Twitter at the time. So
you were the Twitter guy. I remember that going, guys, we're working on it. I'm doing the best, and I felt really bad for that person. Who was you?
Yes, that was me.
I know, and because it's so funny, everybody's like, I want to play a free online beta. What do you mean I can't play it? And it's funny. But later on that night, I stayed up. All of my friends said, oh, I can't log on. But I sat there, and then it must have been about midnight, 11 o'clock midnight. I logged in and I logged on. I was like, yeah, I'm in. And then I was able to run around, and it was kind of fulfilling after so many years that it finally came here and we could finally experience it. And I must admit, it took me a while, and I got to say this for all newer players. I mean, jumping into Phantasy Star Online 2 is a lot to take in. There is so much to take in. That's there, but you can just play it the simple way as well. Just go in with your friends. And, I just play it the simple way, but you can get lost in all the things that you can upgrade your characters with, get different costumes, things like that. I bought the entire Phantasy Star Online of the original costumes for my characters. Had to have that. And for me, it's just about running around, having a good time with my friends. And I really enjoy Phantasy Star Online 2, and it was really gratifying to play it years later. And now the big new thing is new Genesis. I'll be honest with you, that's what I'm really freaking out about now. I'm like, this is what I got to do. I'm like, I can't wait, and I'm going to start here to write brand new from the beginning. I just jump straight in and all of that. And
yeah, and I couldn't help but notice your shirt, and I was wondering if there's anything else Phantasy Star related that you're proud of in your collection that you'd like to show to the community today.
Sure. So Phantasy Star, I love this shirt because it's such an old school shirt. It's from it's not from 1988. The design is from 1988. It's from the game. It's the original game, and I have the original game right here.
Oh my God.
Original one that I played, and this game is, I've shown it. I've talked about it so much on the show, but it's amazing that I have this copy because it was my friends down the street. They went to the States. They brought it back, and everybody in the neighborhood finished playing through it. It got lent to my friend Andrew, got lent to everybody, and it went back to them. And then they sold it to another guy, and then I bought it off him. And I remember skateboarding from his house all the way home, and I'm playing it and finally getting to play it. My session of the game finally, after I was Mr. Sloppy Seconds after everybody else. So I finally got to play it here. So that's why it means something to me. It's like if every other game burned up, that would really suck, but I'd run back into the fire for this one because it really does mean something. I do have one special item to show here. It's pretty cool. It's Phantasy Star Online, and I don't know if you can see. It's signed by Yuji Naka there.
Oh my God, that's amazing! That's great.
Back in 2001, I think it was a journalist online that bought this. I had to buy it off eBay. I must have bought it maybe 10 plus years ago, something like that and all that. But I will do something. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer in here. But here's all my Phantasy Star collection here of all the older games. And there's a bunch of stuff behind. But I always have this behind me because I like it close to me. I love these games. I love the entire franchise. I picked up every game if I ever can. And here's the original Mark III version of Phantasy Star there, which is so cool to have. And the original Genesis games, and yeah, even the old PC box there for Phantasy Star Online, and all the books. So yeah, that's some of my like Phantasy Star collection right there. Yeah, I love having a small Phantasy Star collection. I remember coming online in oh my god, it must be the year 2000, and there was a guy, I think his name, he had like the Phantasy Star pages or something like that. It was like one website dedicated to Phantasy Star. It was the only, this is even before YouTube. And I would go onto his page and he showed his collection, and I was like, oh my god, I would love to have a collection like that one day. I was so jealous of it, and it's nice to have built something up over the years, and something I can, yeah, definitely appreciate.
It's nice to have built such a small, tiny collection.
It feels like, compared to some other people's collections, this is only one small shelf. I mean, some people get crazy, you know what I mean, with collections, they get wild.
I know, I'm still hoping for some merchandising too, because I could really use some.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, tell Sega to create some Phantasy Star, you know, T-shirts and all that kinds of stuff. And
I want to thank you so much, Johnny, for joining us. It's been a huge pleasure. I can't believe you have the time to come and talk to us about Phantasy Star and just share your passion, your love for the franchise. And why don't you tell the PSO2 global community where people can find your content, can find your channel?
Sure. Thank you, Nathan, for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to come on and talk Phantasy Star, to the community, and because we're all a big community, we all love this series, and it's nice to be to share that. And I'm on YouTube. I do the HappyConsoleGamer show on YouTube. I probably once or twice a year I do a Phantasy Star episode. I talked about the series so much. If you type Phantasy Star into my channel, you'll get at least 20 videos. There's a lot going on in there, and I'll always be online for the foreseeable future talking about Phantasy Star, that's for sure.
That's so great. Thank you again for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, that was a wonderful interview with HappyConsoleGamer. And oh my goodness! What? She's back.
Hello.
She is back. Saccharin,
or as I've called her, Saccharin a few times. I learned, y'all. That's right. Welcome back.
Hi. It has been a hot minute. We've been very busy. We've been preparing for NGS CBT and ARKS Hour, ARKS Minute. Thank you everybody for watching. But yes, I'm back to say hello and goodbye and what's up?
Yeah, well, the fun thing is that you haven't really been gone either. Both you and GM BMO behind the scenes have been working on ARKS Hour, isn't that right?
Yeah. GM BMO, she actually is kind of like a manager for all the assets. She sorts everything. She helps us get things prepared, designed, and the approval process. Oh, it's a lot of heavy lifting. You guys think what Marc and Chrono may do seems pretty magical. It's very smooth. It is not a smooth process at all.
It's difficult, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, JJ, you and BMO came up with the idea for ARKS Hour originally, and that was in a pre-COVID world, isn't that right? I could be wrong here, but...
That was right. I mean, we had a lot of ideas going around, and originally, of course, before the whole pandemic thing, it was going to be like, cameras set up in a room, live, all that stuff. We just had ideas, nothing concrete. But then we did try to work around the work from home stuff. So we had some ideas, like maybe like a news show. I mean, this is kind of like a news show, but like almost like an in-game, like machinima pre-recorded thing or something like that. But there were a bunch of ideas. Yeah, me and Demo did kind of pitch the show, I guess you could say.
And then Samantha, that's kind of where you come in. You kind of became a producer, and you did a little bit of hosting at the beginning as well for people who've been watching since the early episodes. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So, BMO and JJ pitched the show, and basically they needed somebody to help manage flow, write script, collect information, and I was on board on 100%, and that's how we rolled from there.
Love it. Well, and then I guess that leaves me. I was a fan whenever I was watching ARKS Hour episode 1 and 2. I wasn't hired at Sega of America yet, but then I did, and here I am. Funny how these things work out. Saccharin, I'm gonna say it right. Saccharin, would you like to join us for the rest of the show? Maybe review some letters from ARKS, perhaps?
Yes, please. I'm down to get sappy, and I promise I won't cry. I'm not crying. You guys are crying.
Well, this time we didn't really ask a defined question. Rather, we collected some of your goodbye letters, the lovely letters that y'all sent along with your screenshots and art for this episode. And by the way, since we're talking about screenshots and art, I know we forgot to put in the art and screenshot last time. We added a bunch this time at the beginning, and you'll see at the end of the show. So hopefully, if you didn't get in last time, you're in there today. But yeah, JJ, would you like to read the first letters from ARKS?
I will gladly.
All right, here we go. And here we are.
And hopefully I read it correctly. Okay, here we go. This is from Leverso, I believe. It's hard to read it. PSO2 has really opened the door to me making so many lifelong friends that I couldn't have made otherwise. I'm really thankful for this game helping my mental health, especially with COVID. I'm really looking forward to all the new memories with NGS. Me too, honestly. NGS is going to be amazing. Thank you for that lovely letter. That's super humble, awesome to hear. But yeah, NGS, super looking forward to it. It's gonna be so good.
How about you, Saccharin? Would you say that PSO2 maybe helped out during a stressful 2020?
It did. In this time, there's no anime con, there's no E3. It's hard to meet up with my friends. I found out a lot of them played PSO2, so really glad for this game. Really glad to have discovered it. Start my career in it. So big
Love
blessing.
That. Absolutely. I was so surprised to see that PSO2 was coming to the West at all, years after its Japanese release. And yeah, believe me, I was there since PC launch. Yeah, I've been loving the game, but I want to thank Laverso for sending in this letter. They also included a screenshot with it as well. And I love this one. Really voguing. These folks look good.
Really nice looking. Looks like
this is squad up,
anime,
right?
like the anime opening ends and shows all the characters. That's what this looks like.
Yeah, this squad is looking great. Fantasy Fashion Week, I love that. We should maybe something we could do in the future. By the way, everyone in chat, if there's a certain type of stream or video you'd like to see from the PSO2 global squad, let us know your ideas. Tweet at us if you can't come up with it right now. Put it in the chat, and we'll take everything into consideration. But Saccharin, I think I'm pronouncing that right this episode. Would you like to read our second letter?
Of course.
All right, here we are.
So this is from Rivera God, and I'm sorry in advance if anyone can hear a lawnmower. Work from home.
Work from home. It happens.
This really pains my heart seeing the word finale like this. I must still be playing base PSO2 every day like an absolute no life. But man, it hurts. I love y'all.
Oh.
And you know what? We love you too. Thank you for playing. If you are a no life, we do hope you eat and stay hydrated at the very least. Please do so.
Gamers aren't no lives though. I think there's like cringy t-shirts you can find at department stores that say I have mini, right? Or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah, sad to see ARKS Hour as we know it go. But looking forward to the future. JJ, any thoughts about this letter?
Yeah, the finale. It's the finale, and it is a bit sad, but definitely looking forward to the future. There's some obviously great stuff we'll have for you guys. So yeah, great letter.
Give us your recommendations. We'll take a peek because we will be back. No
in some form.
In some form.
Yeah.
Not sure yet. Just still thinking about stuff.
You haven't gotten rid of us. Don't worry. We've got one more letter. Letters from ARKS. I guess it's now the last letter. It's the letter from Marc. From ARKS. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. And I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I call out this person properly because they are a content creator who we didn't get the chance to feature here on ARKS Hour, but has some great streams, oftentimes live streams ARKS Hour and reacts to it in real time. I'm pausing for that person's stream chat so they can go crazy right now because they probably know who I'm talking about. That's right, I'm talking about Macon. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Troy Macon. Macon is a content creator on YouTube. I don't know if he's on Twitch, but live streams just about every episode of ARKS Hour. And so we got a letter from him. I'm going to read it off right here. Well, so much for my chat making the joke about me being on ARKS Hour, but it was still fun watching and hoping every time that I saw a Rappy that could be the day that we could buy a Rappy plushie. Well, no news right now on any physical items to sell, but I did want to put this letter in because, you know, you're always saying, oh, we're not on ARKS Hour. Guess what? Last minute, you made it into ARKS Hour. And thanks for all the work that you did, and I will see you in ARKS Hour Plus for New Genesis. Heart? I don't know about an ARKS Hour Plus, but any ideas that y'all have, please do share with us. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. Any thoughts, JJ, Samantha, and Saccharin?
Yeah, one's in the chat right now if you want a Rappy plush to be available. Let's be real here. Everyone wants it. Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see some ones.
Maybe team up with Build-A-Bear, the release Rappy.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Hey, build your own Rappy. I'll do it.
Build a Rappy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like that.
all of the ones. Rappies are disgusting. Come on, that's not true.
Lily
If
Pan
Bimo were here, she would super agree.
Bimo would probably want a Lilipan plushie, but no one really wants that. Come on.
Well,
No, I want the Casino Boys.
Meow.
Meow?
No, the
I don't know.
Rappies from
I
the
kind of hate the Meows. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
roulette
don't know, they
Rappi.
always take my casino coins. They hit on a 19 and they get it, and I'm just like, this is rigged.
Yeah, you know, who knows? But okay, let's do a 4-way poll in the chat real quick. Rappies,
Okay.
Lilipon, Niao, or is it ARKS Kuma? I believe I always forget that dude's name.
Arkuma.
Arkuma. Just list off your favorite
all-
right now.
Just yeah, throw it in there.
I'm Team
Let's
Rappy.
see.
I know it's
Same.
Samantha. Or
Oh yeah, so many
Saccharin.
Rappies.
It's okay. My legal name is in the in-game credits. So at this point, I don't have to hide.
That's
But
true.
yes.
Saccharin. What do you think?
My number one is Lilipan, and my number 2 is Arkuma. And I'm sorry, Rappy is my 3rd. You never know if you get hungry. Sometimes you work long hours and you look at the Rappy a little bit and you think of the Christmas chicken bucket.
Ah, the Christmas chicken bucket.
All right. Well, we want to thank everyone, and not just this time, but for all the letters from ARKS we've received over all the episodes. We want to thank everyone for sending them in. If we could have answered them all, we would have. But yeah, ARKS Hour. Whoop, fancy transition. Here we are in the wonderful field here.
Indeed.
I guess this is it, huh? Is this the end of the line for ARKS Hour? I don't know.
It's
Kind of really. I
a
mean,
little bit.
I could write more stuff if you want. You know, G-Wiz and JJ, if you want to continue being host, me and Bimo, we're happy to make and write more stuff. So chat, please send in all of your ideas. We want to read them. We want to see them.
Absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure. This is the first.
Are we doing our final speeches? Is this
Kind of.
Oh, is
Okay.
that what this is?
All right, Saccharin, take it away. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Very sad.
I'm getting like,
Oh,
like, you know, it's actually the first live stream I've ever helped produce and write for. I had 0 experience coming on board, meaning anybody out there, just like what Chrono, Marc, and our other guests have said. At first, it was kind of hard for me, you know, pleasing others and whatnot. No, please yourself. It's about you. It's about how you feel, what information you can give out. You know, we are a company, so we have to be professional. But your creativity, what you can improve on, those are the things that I would like everybody here to take away as content creators or future content creators. and never give up. You know, people out there, they're going to be nasty. You know, they're gonna be in the dark. I'm like, what? How can I hurt their feelings today? It's like, no, don't worry about it. Focus on you. Be lovely. Love your fans. And it's going to be a great ride. And I'm going to say this right now. I came from the TCG community. PSO2 community. You guys have a little bit of a more special place in my heart.
Aww.
So thank you for being here.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
White shirts players, I'm sorry.
So beautiful.
JJ.
Yeah, and you know, going off of that, yeah, like we're not, you know, we weren't professional streamers. We weren't, you know, hired specifically to do this or anything like that. We just kind of worked on the game. But we really fell in love with the community and really wanted to be a part of it and connect, I guess, on a more personal level to the community. I guess with games I play in general, I just like when the people working on the game actually communicate and they feel like they're part of it. You know what I mean? I always like that idea. And that's kind of what this ARKS Hour was, to provide digestible information that maybe like newer players would find helpful, or just some entertainment if you're just you know, loving the game and all that stuff. And honestly, this show has become my favorite part of working on this game, and the community has been very welcoming. To even a newer player like myself, or just you know, just a guy, but they've been super welcoming. So shout outs to all of you guys. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone involved in making ARKS Hour happen, and especially, once again, the PSO2 community for supporting us all along the way. We would not be here without you guys. And I hope all of you enjoyed your time with us. This has been an amazing journey, and I can't wait to create more amazing memories with everyone as we move forward to NGS. So, yeah,
Well
thank you guys so much.
Oh my goodness, round of applause for that speech right there. Yeah, I think y'all put it best, is that, you know, we're just thankful for all of you out there who've, you know, spent an hour approximately a month with us, and maybe a minute here or there through other shows. ARKS Minute continues, so look forward to a new episode of that sometime soon. But yeah, ARKS Hour, you know, I just want to say to everyone out there, and you may be thinking this at home, and if you are thinking this, I just want to speak to you directly. If you want to work on a show like ARKS Hour, or want to work on a video game, or anything like that, if you want to work at Sega one day, just never give up. Y'all know Aaron Weber, right? I mean, you two know Aaron, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, here's a short story. I was at an event. It's Sonic Boom 2013, so it was a long time ago. And I went up to Aaron, and I was like, and it was long before I worked at Sega, obviously, but I said, hey, when's Phantasy Star Online 2 coming out of the West? And he's like, I don't have any news for you. And I was like, you know, how do I get into the game industry? He's like, don't give up. And, you know, I applied at Sega before I got this position, before I got to do something fun like ARKS Hour. Worked in other ventures, other gaming-related places, and then eventually found my way here. So for all of you at home who want to work at Sega, or your favorite dev, or want to make a YouTube channel, or want to be on a stream like this, just don't give up. And keep working. Have fun doing it. And you know what? We had a lot of fun doing ARKS Hour with all of you. So thank you very much, y'all.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
And then that just goes for like, you know, anything. Yeah, and just once again, thank you guys. And I'll be seeing all of you in the NGS beta. I'll be playing
this weekend.
So if you see me, just like say hi. I'll say hi back. I'll be in there, JJ Dragon. I'll be in the beta. So I'll see you guys there.
Graveyard shift, I think. So if you guys can't sleep, come hang with me. I'll show up.
You'll be online somewhere.
We'll be online somewhere.
Very cool. And also, don't forget, our comrades, no, that's not the right word, our company, you could say, Sega, they make the, yeah, definitely not the right word, they make broadcasts for New Genesis. We've had the prologue streams that you all have already seen. Look forward to more broadcasts and different things from our friends over in Japan as well for New Genesis. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Phantasy Star Online 2, ARKS Hour. It's been a pleasure. Thank y'all.
Yes, it has.
I guess, Godspeed, operative. Am I right?
Godspeed.
Yep.
Stream completed.
Bye.
for the final time.
All right, y'all.
Thank
See
you
later.
guys for watching.
I stand still alone at twilight. Outside of city lights, I found something like a ship without a sail, without a sail. Would be lost if you were not with me, with me. Just how you are, as you get a cottage pie. Sometimes you look out on the window, and I find your flowers in my hand. When will you say I'm not sure? Not a special day today. My sweet home, it is the place of love. I hold you close, that's where I belong. My sweet girl, your smile is a pearl. Stay with me, that's the only thing I need. You should know to be with you, girl. Now this is my happiness. I stand still alone at twilight. Outside of city lights, I found something like a ship without a sail.
Okay, ARKS,
So-
we heard you. You wanted a code, so we've got a code for you here on the stream. Thank you all so much for watching ARKS Hour.
There it is. Of course we wouldn't let you guys go without a code. Wait, but who is that above me?
Wait,
I heard a
what
list.
happened to G-Wiz?
Yeah,
What are you talking about? I'm Community Management Coordinator, G-Wiz of the Stars. And check out this
No, no.
stream giveaway.
JJ called the
no.
manager. We're in
I
danger.
thought- This is the third time.
Manager,
I thought
you
we-
say.
I thought we had the security updated in this. Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't know.
surprise.
Oh.
It me.
Oh, it is you.
Stream
Okay.
giveaway.
I got scared there.
It's like, man, do I gotta call HR again?
Oh my gosh. Enter keyword, one more PSE burst. That's in the in-game chat, not here in YouTube or Twitch chat. In the in-game chat, one more PSE burst, all caps in the public chat, to receive augmentation aid 40%, 2 of those, 3 try boost, 1 50%, and a SG100 ticket. Yeah, of course that obviously wouldn't be ARKS Hour without a little rappy cringe and a stream giveaway. So anyway, it's been a pleasure.
Yep, thanks for watching. And of course, don't forget, beta test, NGS,
test.
Friday, the 14th, 6 p.m. to May the 16th, 7 p.m. Of course, this is PDT time. You can always convert it to your local time. Don't forget.
Don't forget, y'all.
Thank you guys for watching.
See you in New Genesis.